All right, here we go. No more vaccine mandates that are put in place around the country. One former Obama official taking it a step further, right? While flying, she says, vaccinated people should no longer carry the burden for unvaccinated people. A no-fly list for unvaccinated adults is an obvious step the federal government should take, close quote, really. But in a new op-ed, our next guest calls to choose freedom over mandates, lockdowns, and petty tyrants. GOP Senator Rand Paul joins us now. He sits on the Senate Help Committee, and he also takes on Anthony Fauci because no one else will. Senator, what's your take on this suggestion in The Atlantic?
Obscene, that if we now disagree in our personal medical decisions with the left, they're going to declare that we're a terrorist and that we can't fly.
You deserve better. You deserve a government that's going to continue to say, get vaccinated. And you know what? If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk. We need to be strong in the decisions we're taking going forward, and we need to put people first, which we have always done. And I'll be honest, like I do, there's lots of people out there who don't agree with that. And the reality is, that's okay. We're in a democracy. People can make themselves heard. And that's part of why we need to have this moment for people to make that choice for the future. The counter to tyranny is democracy, is elections. And that's exactly what we're putting forward, because we have put Canadians at the forefront of everything we've done, and we know that's what we're going to continue to do. So I need you, all of you, to keep stepping up. We need to keep working to protect and build a better future together, and that's why I need you to continue to step up. I need you to talk to your neighbors and talk to your friends. Talk to those folks who are still wondering whether they should get vaccinated, and tell them, yes, they need to get vaccinated so we protect ourselves, protect our communities, and protect our kids who can't yet get vaccinated.
To a mass vaccination site. It has nothing to do with freedom. It has nothing to do with liberty. You don't have the freedom and the liberty to put other people in jeopardy.
You really need to get vaccinated.
I'm not asking what's in the infusion. I'm not looking up all of the ingredients in the infusion. I am sticking out my arm and I am taking the infusion. Take the vaccine.
Put some rules in place that will demand that people get vaccinated.
We tried voluntary. The voluntary phase is over. It's time for mandates, because it's the only way to protect our people.
Every day, more businesses are implementing their own vaccine mandates. The Justice Department has made it clear that it is legal to require COVID-19 vaccines.
And then I think a lot of people are going to expect that businesses will be mandating vaccines.
It's time for us to reinstate some of these masking mandates, while in the meantime, ideally aiming for proof of vaccination so that we can really boost our vaccination numbers.
It's time to impose some requirements based on the realities of different risks unvaccinated individuals posed versus those who have been vaccinated.
If you want to do business with the federal government, get your workers vaccinated.
You have to have certain rules in the society if we all are going to continue to live and keep each other alive. You cannot be that selfish and, quite frankly, that ignorant.
You have no right not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
Wait, can I stop you? No right not to be vaccinated? Meaning, if they decide you have to be vaccinated, we have to be vaccinated?
Absolutely. And if you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has the power to literally take you to a doctor's office and plunge a needle into your arm.
For this teenager, microchips, it seems, are in her DNA.
Felicia is my daughter and I'm the father.
So you're a microchip family?
We will become one now today.
Magnus and his daughter Felicia have come here together tonight because they believe this is the future.
You're going to have an upgraded dad.
Yeah. As they say, it was good being a human, but being a cyborg is better. Didn't feel a thing.
It's a quick, simple procedure with potentially huge significance.
So you're officially part machine. How does it feel?
This is awesome. How cool is that? Good job.
Do you think in a few years' time, in a decade perhaps, we'll all have things like this?
Yes, of course. I really do think.
For around £130, anyone can get a tiny microchip like this inserted just beneath the skin in their hands. I can't help feeling a bit squeamish about it, but maybe I'm just behind the times.
It's the morning after, and I'm about to catch up with Felicia and her dad Magnus as they get to grips with their new existence.
So when you woke up this morning, was it the first thing that came to your mind? How did you feel?
I felt a little bit strange because now I'm a cyborg and it feels pretty cool.
The chips in their hands use near-field communication, the same technology that allows you to pay with a contactless credit card. They can be read by a device like a smartphone.
So here I've stored my business card on my phone with my details, phone number, email address, other stuff, blood group even.
So what's the benefit of that?
When I get customers or suppliers at work, they ask for my business card, and I say, scan me.
Aren't there risks involved in that as well? Couldn't somebody pass you by and take all that information?
Yes, it is in theory possible, but you have to be really, really close. But the main thing I think is that I choose myself what I want to store on this chip.
The people I've met so far don't seem to have any concerns about blurring the lines between man and machine. Hannes has made it his mission to convince more of us to get microchipped. He's what's known as a biohacker, someone who wants to improve their body with technology.
What's wrong with just having contactless payment cards? We've all got phones, we've all got a set of keys. What's the point?
The point is to reduce the hassle of exactly these things.
Isn't that just the ultimate laziness?
No, it's convenience. And convenience is a pretty powerful force. I mean, in the morning, every morning, when you stand there going out your front door, you check your purse or your pockets. Okay, do I have my wallet, my charger, my keys, my phone, all my stuff? What if you could reduce that by half? It would declutter your life.
Hannes has helped develop several microchips. He wants us all to hack our biology. Microchipping is, he says, just the start.
I want us humans to open up and improve our sensory universe, our cognitive functions, and improve all different dimensions of being human. And there is so much we can do.
You want to make us bionic?
Indeed. I want to merge humans with technology, and I think it will be awesome.
I want to understand why it's people in Sweden who are enthusiastically embracing this idea, when many others might be sceptical. This is a nation of early adopters. Sweden's set to become the world's first cashless society, and the economy here is driven by digital innovation. This national rail company has taken microchipping on board, with 2,500 passengers signing up to use their chip instead of a paper ticket. I've come to the capital, Stockholm, the epicenter of this tech revolution. At this shared office, hundreds of the workers have been microchipped, so no need for a security pass to get in. Per has had his chip for 3 years.
So I take my chip and open the door.
It means he can buy a drink without cash or a card, but for him, it's about much more than practicality.
Do you enjoy being one of the first, being a pioneer of this technology?
Absolutely. A whole bunch of questions come up, like, is this ethical? Do we want to have that? Or will we be sort of a nation of cyborgs in the future, and what will happen? So a lot of sort of really interesting discussions come out from, talking about the chip.
It triggers an ethical debate.
Yes.
For critics, the biggest future concern is over data protection. As the amount and type of information we store on microchips becomes more advanced, so do the security risks. Ben Libberton, a British scientist working in Sweden, wants to know who will have access to the data stored inside and what they could do with it.
So I have the information in my chip now. That's basically just me. If I don't use it for anything, then no one can really get any data on me. But then if I start to use it at work, then work knows when I've interacted with something at work. If I then go to the canteen people know exactly what I've interacted with there. So the wider spread it becomes and the more that we can interact with different things, then our data is being kind of shared and incorporated in lots of different places. The nightmare situation in that case would then be that someone else has access to my health data, and that one day I get a letter through the door that's like an increase in my health insurance premium before I know that there's any problem with my own health. So I think we have to be cautious now in the very early stages to make sure that we're actually controlling how the information is being shared.
For now, it seems to me what the chips can actually do is fairly limited. But the people I've spoken to are convinced that this technology will, one day, change the way we live. That in the future, we will all be chipped. And they are leading the way.
Vaccinated Americans are getting infected with COVID-19 every week. This is according to a recent estimate from an internal CDC presentation obtained and published by the Washington Post. COVID-19 cases among the vaccinated are known as breakthrough cases. The CDC stopped publicly reporting the number of breakthrough cases on May 1st, except for those that result in hospitalization or death. The last count that the agency released was 10,262 up until April 30th, but that was acknowledged as an undercount because the case number comes from voluntary reporting from states, and some states didn't submit any numbers. The internal presentation dated July 29th says, breakthrough cases are expected and will probably rise as a proportion of all cases because more people are vaccinated now. It also reveals that public officials may have been misleading Americans when they claimed in recent weeks that as many as 99% of those who died from COVID were unvaccinated. On page 4 of the document, it shows 15.1% of the in-hospital deaths in May were among the fully vaccinated. That was a jump from 3.1% in April. Additionally, 9% of COVID-19 patients in May were fully vaccinated, which is nearly double the number from a month prior. Before we